Hello and welcome to the Free Outside Show. So I'm out on the Appalachian Trail, probably wearing this cutoff shirt, and it looks great. Brought to you by John G. Okay, on today's episode of the Free Outside Show, we are going back to 2017. Actually, this is recorded in present day, but it is with Joey Campanelli, Joey Camps, who set the FKT on the Appalachian Trail. He has the second fastest time ever out there going southbound. And the crazy thing is, it was the same year that Joe Stringbean McConaughey set the fastest time. So 3 FKTs were set in the same year going on the Appalachian Trail in a self-supported manner. And that's what I'm going to be doing. So this was a fun conversation. I've thought Joey was extraordinary for a long time in how he does these records and his mindset, and he basically just throws himself into them. He had a torn quad, he got Lyme disease, he had all sorts of issues on his Appalachian Trail record, and he finished in like 48 days going the same direction I'm going to be going. So I don't think he does a lot of podcasts, but this one is excellent. Lots of good stories, lots of good advice. And we talked to him while he is also homeless, living this summer out of his car. So enjoy, listen in. We're doing a lot of these episodes while I'm out on the trail because I think it's fun and relatable, and you get to hear more about the thing that I'm actually doing. We put some out of past record holders, current record holders, record attempters, fans of FKTs, people who work for FKT. So I hope you're listening to all of them. 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts and Spotify really help, and smash that subscribe button. We're also over on YouTube. And if you want to help support this show and all the rest of the things that I do, patreon.com/freeoutside. All right, here is Joey Camps. All right, today on the Free Outside podcast, we have drug out one of my favorite people to follow over the last decade, Joey Camps, Joey Campanelli out of the woods. Thanks for coming on. He has you have the craziest list of FKTs. It seems like you just like to find something really hard and then obsess about it and then put up this time that breaks your body. Is that kind of correct?
Wow. Well, thanks for having me. Yeah, no one's ever said it like that, but that's very concise. I like it.
How did you get into the FKT world?
I suck at running. Let's see. When I moved to California, I met this girl that was ultra running. I was like bodybuilding at the time, always exercise fiend. But she got me into, she was like, oh, join me for 13 miles on my 40-mile run. I was like, what? People run that far? And that's how I got into ultra running. But I did Ironmans for a bunch of years. And then when I was a ski bum, Ironmans are expensive. Even if you do cheap ones, they're the sport has, you have 3 sports and whatever. So I kind of just was like, well, running shoes are cheap. And then Alta, Utah is, it's just I don't know. It's perfect mountains for I can't create a run that doesn't have 500 feet of elevation gain per mile. So that's the flattest run I can do. And then you're scrambling. And so I don't know. I just got really into the mountain, I don't know, being in the mountains, and it's kind of just, I made it my whole life. So
yeah. And then you decided you could chase some records. Did you go after was it the PCT first?
No, the AT. That was a good story. So in 2014, I'm working with this guy, Rusty, and he's like, I was mentioning I want to do something big or whatever. And he's like, oh, you totally can do the AT. Just get the guidebook and go. You'll do great. And so I Googled what the Guinness World Record was, and it was Matt Kirk. And I was like, oh, 37 miles a day. That's not bad. And I just flew to Georgia. I had my backcountry ski pack. I had the guidebook, the whole, was it AWOL? I think it is.
I had it too.
Yeah. So
in 2016, that's how I hiked it. We didn't have far out.
I didn't take any pages out or anything. I had the whole book in Georgia, and I'm hiking. I'm like, dude, this is insane. I'm ripping out the introduction, and then as the miles go by, but yeah, it was a total junk show. But yeah, I ended up getting up to Maine. I like beat the record by like a day, but I had like all sorts of, I didn't know how to resupply, like going through Maine, like New Hampshire and Maine. And then my dad started showing up and like, it was just like, it stressed me out. I had trench foot. I got Lyme. It was like the most gritty thing I did looking back. And it was just like a total junk show. And I was just like, oh, I don't care. And like, I just muscled through it. And it was probably one of the like worst things I could have ever done for my body. But like, yeah, I don't know. I like
Yeah,
that
and then
stuff. So
yeah, you went back and did it again then?
yeah, 2017. Well, so that was a total junk show. I was like, dude, I could take 10 days off without even like, just being organized, right? Like, so um I I listened to everyone and was like, oh yeah, if you're gonna go for the record, you go southbound and you go in the fall. And like, I totally, I understand why people have that opinion, but I was like, dude, like, just go northbound. Like, that's the way to do it around solstice or whatever. But yeah, that time I did good, but Stringbean was on the trail like 20 days before me going the opposite direction. And so I knew he was out there. I'm paying attention. I'm like, yeah, I'm not too worried about it. Like, I'm planning on beating Anish's record, which is 54 days. I'm like, I'm going sub 50, right? Like, that was always like, I was like, I
Hmm.
bet I can get, down there. And, and then Joe just blew it out of the park, right? And so I'm on the trail like halfway. Well, so I tore my quad going through Mass. No, it's Connecticut. Sorry, I like left Kent at night, and then I slipped on you get the humidity on the rocks back east. It was just like 6 in the morning. I was like dehydrated, must have been like I pigged out too much from the resupply, and then I like slipped and like tore part of my quad. Like there was like a piece of muscle that was just like loose, and then I had this Limp-a-thon for I call it the Limp-a-thon for like 9 days. Like I like limped to Cornwall Bridge, got like poles to use as like crutches, and then for like the next 9 days it was just like full on like tears. And like it was so much effort to go 42 miles a day for those days. And it was like right when I was hitting my 50s, I was like, yeah, all right, now we're gonna roll the southern 2/3, right? Like after you leave Vermont.
Hmm.
And it was just like it's to the point where I was like my knee would balloon up at night to like basketball, and I was like, dude, this can't be good for you. But like I just kept going, and now like kind of was like, dude, like you're getting to a point where you can't make it anymore. But then it was like the ninth night like in Doyle. Do you know
Oh
the
yeah, the Doyle
yeah, all right.
Hotel.
So I'm sleeping in that. Like the fire, is it the fire or like the train goes off at like 2 or 4 in the morning? And I just like
Yeah.
woke up and I was like, all right, I'm going to the bathroom. And I was getting to the point where I was like taking the mattress and shoving something under it so I could like keep my legs up and just drain like the fluid. So I wake up in the middle of the night to this alarm, and I'm like, I just thought it was like pain or something. I was like, well, what the? So I get up to go pee, and I'm like, oh, no pain. And I just like took off, and I was like, I calculated out I had to do 55 miles a day the rest of the way. It was like a little over half. And I was like, all right, let's do this. And I don't know, I did like 3 in a row, and then I was just like, oh God. Yeah, I think
Wow.
the pain and everything just wore me out. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it like when you passed Joe? Did you guys see each other on the trail?
Oh, yeah. So it's hard to like keep up with everyone, but yeah, like I knew he was close, and I like thought I'd see him soon, and he came across Route 9 right when you're in Vermont, I think it is.
Hmm.
And he was like on the climb, and I was descending, and I think I scared the shell. I was like, "Yeah, Joe, how's it going?" And he was like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "Yo, I'm going southbound too." I don't know. Yeah. It was cool, but like, being on trail, it was like hard to follow him. So it's like, you get like updates like every few days. So it's like, dude,
Hmm.
did he just cover like 500 miles in 2 days, or was that like a whole week? I have no clue. But like, so I had that. But I knew he was doing really well. and he hit like the whites and like started struggling. I was like, all right, here we go. Like he'll finish with a good time, but it won't be like totally insane. And then he just like was done, and I was like, how did that happen? Like I had no clue how he moved through Maine at all, and just like I got the update that he was done, and I was like, oh shit, that's because he went 45 to like 12, I think.
Yep,
Yeah.
45-12, yeah. Was that
Yeah.
hard knowing that he was going to have a faster time than you and you still had ground to cover?
Well, at that point, I still had, what, eight? I mean, if you're in Kent, it's like 1,800 miles left. Like, I was like, all
Yeah.
right, well, like, he set the bar. Let's go beat it. And, like, I did like 57 miles, like, going through Stratton in Vermont, and then like a 51, a 53. I was like, yeah, I'm doing 50s the rest of the way. I thought I could beat him still. And then I tore my quad, and then I was like, all right, throws a kink in the wrench, or wrench in the kink in the wrench.
Yeah.
But it was just like, it was one of those things where like, you commit to it. You're like, I'm just going to, you just got to keep going, right? Like,
Yeah.
uh, I don't know. It was tough. Like there were like a lot of bad days. Like the pain was bad when I was doing my limping, and I'm in Pennsylvania, so it's like probably the worst state to have like any kind of injury in, and
Yeah.
just like it's loose footing, like the rocks, and then just boring. But like I was like, man, maybe I should just pack it in. But like I stressed myself out preparing for it to the point where I had like bowel issues. And I was like, I went to the doctor and was like, maybe I picked up a bug in Mexico or whatever. And they're like, no, like doing all the testing, and like, they're like, you're fine. I flew to the East Coast. Like, I don't even know if I should start the trail. And like the day I got on the trail, I was like, oh, I'm fine. And so I was like, oh, I was literally stressing myself out to the point of making myself like sick.
Oh my gosh. It's
Yeah.
so crazy that you have the second fastest time ever self-supported. Just the fastest time happened to be the exact same year.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just like, it is what it is. But yeah, it's like a good story, I guess, right? Like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
totally. I mean,
Well,
was it hard?
because he won FKT of the year, right? I
Hmm.
think, and it was like one of those things where like people were like blown away, and I was only 3 days behind him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but whatever.
Yeah. How did you know? So you'd done the entire AT before, so you knew how you were gonna like push and stuff. Did you hold up or like go slower through the whites and southern Maine and
Yeah,
stuff because it's so much harder?
yeah, I regret that because, well, like, not entirely, but like, people in talking about it, I had a few like AT older mentors, or like people I like discussed things with, and they're like, yeah, just like, like take your time, take care of yourself through Maine and the whites, and like I love the whites, and this is why I want to go northbound. Is like everyone's like, go like get through the hard stuff, and I'm like, no, like the whites are like the best stuff. Like I think North Carolina's like
Hmm.
up there as tough, like especially, I mean, both fall like on your first like 7-8 days where you're still breaking your body down before you find your groove. Like either way is not easy, like going through the Smokies. But yeah, like I everyone had like warned me to the point of like, all right, I'll take it slow. And I think I did like 40 miles a day through Maine. It was like a week. And I was
Hmm.
like, wow, I think I wasted, like, I left like, 50 miles out. Like, yeah, I could have done 5 more miles a day, like easy, and then been fine. But I don't know. Like, uh,
A quick break to talk about what I am wearing during this FKT. And spoiler alert, it's all jaunty. So I'm wearing the men's Trekker snappy shirt, the reverse paisley color. Why? Because it's short sleeve and it's quick drying. And it's just really easy to open up and get a little bit more ventilation when humidity is going to be high out there on the AT. I'm also wearing the men's AFO middle short ultra. I wear a size medium. they're just great because they have pockets, and the world just needs more pockets. I can keep a bunch of snacks in my pockets, and I have hip belt pockets and side pockets and front pockets. So I just need food everywhere because I'm going to be eating between 8 and 10,000 calories a day. So I love the pockets on the men's AFO middle short ultra from John G. And then the AFO Hyperlight visor. Do visors look dumb? I don't know, but I'm in my 30s now, so it doesn't really matter. And they're just cool. I can put a bandana or a towel to cover my neck in the sun, or if I stick that bandana or towel in the water, it's just really good and cooling. So that is what I'm wearing. Shop at johng.com. Use code FREEOUTSIDE for a discount and tell them I sent you. Back to the episode.
Yeah.
So should I push harder in Maine and New Hampshire?
I don't know. Do you like that stuff? Like
I love that stuff. I live in Montana because of it.
Well, I mean, I'm just like, when I went northbound, like I got to the Whites and I was beat up as shit, but they invigorated me because I was like, oh yeah, we're on rocks now. Like these are real mountains, and like, you know, I'm like getting stoked to like get through not like I need to get through them as fast as possible, but to like get through them like as in enjoy them, like. And so I don't know, I wish I went northbound, like I would have enjoyed it more. I don't know.
That's a great question. But
now that you're going southbound, know that Georgia's really cool. North Carolina, Tennessee is cool. Oh, wait. And then you got the Roan Highlands, the Grayson Highlands. Like, that area is sweet. Oh, yeah. The whole trail is pretty sweet. Like, I don't know. That's my opinion.
Except for the Mid-Atlantic. The Mid-Atlantic's just fine.
Yeah. I like Harriman in New York, where it's, like, kind of got those, like, punchy rollers, and you do the, like, lemon squeezer or whatever, like, you know, that weird stuff. But, like, yeah, there's some pretty boring sections in there. But yeah.
Well, if they're naming every rock that you're passing, then you know it's kind of a boring section. Yeah, the lemon squeezer. There's a couple others named through there too that are weird. But yeah, and then so what was it like after you finished? Were you just broken? Were you destroyed? Did the quad ever heal?
Well, so the quad like healed on the go. Like I never like rehabbed that or anything. Like I just hiked another 1,500 miles and I was good. But yeah, that was insane. It's more like the adrenal, thyroid, like your hormones and everything. Like for 6 months, I wasn't normal. You know.
Yeah. Have you ever been normal though?
No, of course not. But I mean, like normal energy. I don't know.
Totally.
Like I really struggled that winter, like going through. It was a shitty winter too, and I'm like, you know, I'm a backcountry skier. I work at a ski area, so it's like, you know, like that's like my passion is like, oh yeah, you got fresh snow, let's go break trail and whatever. And it was just like, I mean, it was one of the worst winters we've had in my 15 years there. So that didn't help.
Totally. Yeah, and when you miss the record by 3 days, is it like really emotional and tough to get over that too? Like, do you think about what could have happened?
No, I think I've always like I'm competitive, but I think more with like myself. Like, you know, like I'm always like, even if I beat the record, but I'm like, oh, like I left 10% out there, like I'll be upset about that 10%. So like I felt like with the quad thing, I pushed it. I was really proud actually I didn't quit, and I felt like I finished pretty strong. I mean, I don't like, it wasn't great, but like after like limping for so long to like, you know, so I probably did like the second half in like 19, 20 days. It's like, yeah, like no, that can't be right. Probably 22 days. I don't know. Like, but you know, it's like, I felt, I was proud that I stuck it out and how much pain I pushed through. And I mean, I still went under 49 days. So I like feel
totally
pretty good about like, I don't know. I mean, Stringbean's quite the athlete. So I don't feel too bad. You know, coming.
He's good at everything. Yeah, he's so good at everything.
Yeah.
Except probably skiing. He's probably bad on skis.
Oh, he sucks at skiing for sure. No, I don't know. I have no clue. Sorry. Um,
What did you eat back then? So this would have been
oh,
2017. What did you eat?
I do like all packaged stuff. Like I wasn't particular, but I think I like when I first when I jumped to the PCT the second time, I was very particular about like 300, 400 calories an hour, and so I would have items that were along those lines. Like Pop Tarts are like 400, 410. Like and I have like two of the Nature Valley bars that were like 200, but I would eat like one. I would just have my watch chime every hour, and then I would also do resupplies like that because I wasn't so prepared or like as thoughtful, and like you're like going to Said Valley and you're just like at a gas station and you're like, all right, I need 3 days worth of food. Okay, that's 20 items a day plus like three for dinner. All right, I need 68 items for the next 3 days. And I would just walk around the store like one, two, three, and like I would just go off of that of like 400 calories every hour or something like that. Yeah.
Was there anything that you can't eat anymore because you ate so much of it?
No, I mean, I would go through phases of like not being able to eat Cliff Bars or Pop Tarts. Those two, I remember particular eating. I would eat a lot of those. I think Cliff Bars were like they had a little protein and like they had like some vitamins. So I was like, oh, I'll eat like two or three of those a day and make sure I get like all my vitamins because the rest of the stuff is like ramen and Pop Tarts. Like you're not getting any nutrients, right? Like, but
Yeah,
yeah, things have changed in 10 years, I think, though, as far as
a
nutrition
little bit.
goes. Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Before I ask you for a little advice, I want to just hit really quick on my favorite of your FKTs. So Nolan's 14. So you pushed for like 41 hours out there. How did
Yeah.
you stay up and moving so well for 41 hours? What were the tricks to keep on moving through that terrain?
Um,
I heard
I
some
mean,
about smelling salts.
no, I mean, I'll take caffeine pills, but, I just like, dude, that one was special. Like, I put so much work into that, and like you said, like, I just obsessed about it. And then it was really one night. Like, I started at like near midnight. So, I had that first like, and my theory with that always was like, you have like it's like an early morning, like when you wear
Hmm.
your headlamp like right from the trailhead. I don't feel like tired and like delirious like I do on that second night, right? So
Hmm.
I started that way, and I was just cruising. Was doing so well. I just like kept going. I took like a 5 minute little nap on Uran, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like, like I mean, I don't know. It's just like I was not planning on sleeping and pushing through, and I don't know.
Was that the next level of just like how far you could take an FKT? Because weren't you sleeping in like an altitude tent and stuff?
Yeah, so that was like, I mean, that the lead up to that was like honestly like perfect, or like if you could write out in a textbook, like it was like when we got shut down for COVID. So we were in this like weird, I don't know, we were stuck there. We were supposed to work because they got the loan from the government or whatever. And like, we were only working like, I don't know, 20 hours a week or something. But then we were kind of just like, it was like shelter in place. And I just like obsessed about Nolan's. My friend, I was like, everything just like fell into perfect place on that one too. Of like, my friend Caroline, we were like skiing in the winter, and I was like, yeah, if I ever want to do like some like Nolan, some high altitude thing, and I don't have time to like be out there, I'm like, yeah, maybe you can borrow my altitude tent. So I like hit her up, and I like slept in the altitude tent for 3 weeks. I didn't have a car at the time, and like my coworker was like, "Oh yeah, here, take my car," and I just like drove out, and like so I could do like a week or two of training. I don't know. It was just like everything just like fell into place. I met Sarah Hansel on like Columbia. She was like fast packing it, and so like
Hmm.
then I had someone out there that I was like, oh, what do you think of this ridge or whatever, for like the week or two I was still training, and she ended up she was like, oh yeah, like I'm waiting to do my, like waiting for a weather window to do my attempt. So just let me know if you need a ride. So I like called her from the finish, was like, yeah, I'm done. She's like, you're done already? And then she just like showed up like 20 minutes later and gave me a ride back to my car, like knew exactly what I was doing and everything. Like, I mean, it couldn't have been easier,
Wow.
right? Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's such a cool route because it takes so much dedication too on the planning side of it. Did you just like spend hundreds of hours out there planning out the routes you were going to take between the peaks?
Yeah, and like memorizing them. I mean,
Hmm.
I did the route 3 times. Like, well, that was the third time, I guess. Like, and I just like the ones that I didn't feel comfortable with, I wanted to feel comfortable. So you just like go and rehearse it, right? Like, you learn the line.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I also had like options of like, if my legs are feeling really good at this point and I'm running, maybe I'll take this way. It's a little longer, but I might be running, or this way is more direct because my legs are dead and I just want to get down as fast as possible. Something like that, like, I don't know.
Totally.
But I think
Yeah,
like
I
we're,
think it's like one of the most impressive FKTs that's
oh,
ever been done,
well,
honestly.
thanks. Well, I think I learned that from Stringbean a little bit too, just like kind of, I mean, well, I always had the personality of like, just do the best you can. Like, I hated when people were like, oh, I knew the FKT, so I just wanted to go 10 minutes faster. It's like, dude, go as fast as you can. Like, you have one life, you have one opportunity out there. Like, if you're going to go for a record, like, go for it. Like, and I think I always felt that way in my
Hmm.
personality. Is like, you do the best you can no matter what. And so, yeah, I felt like I always looked at Nolan's as like, it should be faster, and I always felt like the few people that did over the years were, it was like they didn't take it serious, and so I just wanted to like, clean it up a little bit. So yeah, but
Yeah,
but
well, I
I
mean,
do,
I feel that way, and I think Joe.
blowing like opening a door, like I think, I did that, and then like, people like, oh, no one's gonna go for that for a while. I'm like, no, I think people will, like they'll see like, oh yeah, there is a way to do it. And then like a year or two later, Dave Hedges does it, and like he be
Mhm. Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's just like a really cool route too, and it's especially cool because it's like if you know type of thing. You have to get out there to even know what you're dealing with because it's not just like a trail with a perfect GPX track. All right, and we're finally back with the fully retired Joey Camps here,
half
the
retired.
technology wizard. So I just wanted to close and ask for any advice as I go after this thing in like a week.
Oh, dude, you got this. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think. Well, so you already sent your resupply boxes, right?
No, not yet.
No. Well, I put shoes in every, like I think I mailed myself 12 pairs of shoes, and I had like, I like ran in them first, make sure there wasn't any hot spots. I had different versions but I like destroyed a pair in 150 miles in the southern section of Maine from Caratunk to this.
Hmm.
Caratunk's the one before the ferry to
Yep,
Gorham.
right before
Yeah,
the ferry.
yeah.
Yeah.
I destroyed a pair in that section, and they were like, they had like 20 miles on them, and then I did that like 150-mile section and destroyed them. So I liked having fresh shoes because they, like, for one, nothing dries, so you like new socks, new shoes was real nice.
Hmm.
That's me. I'm a foot guy. I got a foot fetish or something. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the rest of it, it's like, I mean, you've already done everything. You're a legend. Like, just go be legendary. I don't know.
I'll
I
take it.
think one of the rules I had that I like learned, I picked up from like maybe some odds and ends, and then like Anish, was never quit without eating, drinking, and having a full night's sleep. So, like, I know you have those bad days out there where you're just like, I don't know, it just seems like your progress slows to a stall, and you're just like, I'm not gonna make it. It's like, I wouldn't even worry about it. I just like, all right, first I got to eat, first I got to drink, I'm going to sleep, and then we'll think about it tomorrow. And like you wake up and you're like, all right, let's go. Like I think that really helped me. Like, as humans, we're bad at forecasting. Like we're,
Hmm.
when you're going slow or you're having a bad moment, it's like, it doesn't always get worse. Like Horty says, it's like, no, I mean, you might be at 10%, but you only can hit 0. Like you can't get worse than that. So like, I don't know. I always, yeah, I've had to deal with that a lot of just like in life of just, like just keep going, like one foot in front of the other. Like it's all you can do really. Right.
Yeah, totally.
So I don't know.
All right,
Yeah.
last question. What do you have a really good hallucination story? Because you push pretty deep into some of these things.
No, dude, like that's the thing. I don't understand that. Like, I will see like a stump and be like for a tenth of a second, think, "Holy shit, it's a bear!" But then like be like, "Oh no, it's a stump." And I will see colors and like things like moving that like mirages that like aren't really there.
Hmm.
But no, I never hallucinate. I never see purple elephants or like whatever. So yeah, when you guys say that, I'm like, am I taking the wrong drugs or something? Like what? I was hiking up this peak in Lost River Range though, and there were I have like these psilocybin pills, and like I like just like microdose them, but like I'm going up, and all of a sudden there's like this fossil on this rock. It's like a boulder, and it's like 1,000 eyeballs. They're like circular fossils, and I was like, holy shit, man, I'm tripping balls. But no, no, I never hallucinate.
You don't hear
So
anything? You don't have auditory hallucinations?
I mean, my whole life, I don't know. Like, I mean, I live in my own brain, Like I don't know. I have multiple personalities telling jokes the whole time, but like no, I don't hallucinate or I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, you're the
Sorry.
most grounded person we've ever met.
Yeah, sure. if yeah, sure.
Well,
I
thanks
don't
so much
know.
for coming on. This was fun.
Jeff, I think that it's awesome that you can be get that so physically um such a good experience, out there. I'm a little jealous of that, but I don't know. That's impressive that
What?
you can just like push through it. You don't freak out.
Well, I think you're just a better athlete. I have to push so far over the edge, and that's what Stringbean realized too
Uh,
last year during the JMT is like I am comfortable pushing to the point of basically I'm seeing my own death happen in front of me. I think yet
yeah,
last year he was so far ahead of the record and he pushed that far and he was like, "Whoa, this is a little scary." But you guys are better athletes, so I just have to push that hard.
yeah. I guess I've never gotten like scared per se. Like I don't know. I don't know. I'm a better athlete like that. I don't know. String bean, yes, but I don't know. I will say well, no, I should say when you beat my southbound AT record, which I don't know why. I think I had like announced it, and so I wanted to submit like a report to Peter or whatever to like be like, yeah, I did my attempt, I failed, and then they just posted it as a record, and I was like, it's String Bean like crushed that. Like I don't know, but anyway, if when you beat that, I'm gonna have to go and steal your JMT record. So
I want you to. Someone needs to.
no,
My whole philosophy is once you have it for 1 year, it's borrowed time. Someone else should
yeah,
go take it.
I mean
One
that's how it
year
is,
is
right?
like
Like,
you should get it.
well,
Yeah.
I wanna get back from Francois. I'm sick of these Frenchies coming over here and stealing our records, but I can't do it anymore. So I don't know.
Not with that attitude. We got to get you an
No,
attitude
I know.
adjustment and then maybe.
My brain's been destroyed the last 4 years, and I'm getting it back, I think, but I don't know. The years aren't getting any younger. So
No, no, we're just aging and holding on to the glory days,
yeah,
trying to put one more peg in the
yeah,
accomplishment belt.
yeah, yeah, right.
Cool.
Well, I mean, I'm like
Thanks for
just
coming on.
of course. I'll be jealous the whole time. Just you're having your hallucinations and your great experience out there. So I hope you have a great journey and Godspeed.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm just going to try not to get Lyme.
Yeah, treat everything in permethrin. That's it. It's the most important
Yeah,
thing.
bathe in it. Thank you for listening to the show. I hope you enjoyed this one. Just so much more good content coming surrounding the Appalachian Trail, as they say. This episode is brought to you by Janji, JANJI.com. Use code FREEOUTSIDE over there and you get a discount. Also, I'm wearing Mount to Coast shoes on this record attempt, so go check them out. I really like the trail shoe, the T1. I like just how comfortable it is and kind of that middle ground of comfort, technicality, and also performance. It's kind of my perfect shoe for hiking that I would recommend. And I know there's different shoes for different stuff. I wouldn't use this for a track workout or something, but it really is perfect for when you're on the trail, even if it's technical or smooth. And so check them out, Mount to Coast, and then CS Coffee, csinstant.coffee. In fact, I'm drinking some right now, premium instant freeze-dried coffee, and then Garage Grown Gear. I got most of my gear for the FKT from Garage Grown Gear. So check them out. That's what we got. Support us on Patreon, subscribe everywhere. There's a Substack. I have a movie out there, a book. You can do all this while I'm putting in 50-mile days on the trail. All right, stay elite, my friends.